Right now, my conversation with former Olympian Marion Jones. The world watched her break records, make history at the 2000 Sydney Games, and then a single decision changed her life. Now the all-around athlete and mother of three is back at the starting line, reinventing herself and helping others along the way. Once considered the fastest woman in the world,
but there goes Marion Jones.
The five-time Olympic medalist, Marion Jones, a household name during the 2000 Sydney Games.
Had any daydreams about winning the 5?
Oh my gosh, every hour of every day.
An all-around athlete whose journey we followed on GMA.
Good morning to you, Robin.
In the midst of her tumultuous fall from grace. 2 decades later, Marion's gearing up for her second chance. 2008, you're convicted of lying to prosecutors about the use of performance-enhancing drugs. First woman to win 5 track and field medals in a single Olympics. And people want to know, do you feel you could have achieved that without the drugs?
1,000%. And that's what makes it very hard. I was blessed with just an enormous amount of talent, but knowing that it didn't need to happen the way that it did always will stick with me as a moment that is hard.
At first, Marion adamantly denying the allegations.
Trust me, if I had had a positive test, you guys would have known.
Then later confessing.
So it is with a great amount of shame that I stand before you and tell you that I have betrayed your trust.
Stripped of her medals and serving 6 months in prison. You've been out of the spotlight for so long. Why come back now?
I needed to step away. I needed to step away to reflect why certain choices were made, now what, and then now moving forward. When I was in 49 days of solitary confinement, right? And I was sitting there saying, you could allow all of this to just put you under, or you can use what your mom has always said about you, that you're something special. I was not gonna allow my poor choices to waste her dream. And how are you going to use your life, your experiences now to help people?
Now focus on helping others emerge stronger while overcoming obstacles. Marion's embarking on a new coaching initiative.
Well, I would hope that people would look at my journey, Robin, and ultimately come to the conclusion that failure isn't forever. That although many people cannot relate to being an Olympic athlete, an Olympic champion, a convicted felon, everybody can relate when it comes to failure in their lives. And so not only do I coach and teach and mentor entrepreneurs on how to pull themselves up when they're dealing with stuff, and how do you create balance with all of it. I'm loving it. I'm so passionate about it.
With a renewed spirit, the mother of three proudly living life on her own terms, recently revealing this truth on TikTok.
And that is that I do identify with the LGBTQ community.
Where did you find the courage to let people know that part of your life?
Well, I didn't realize it was a thing, really, right? I'm gonna tell you, I have been away for over a decade from the spotlight and have been living my true and authentic self. And again, it was my time to just finally be done with the mask and the disguise. And I would hope that when people see my story, ultimately, they say, you know what? Yeah, she went through some stuff. A lot of it because of her own choosing and her own choices, but she didn't stay there. And she didn't allow it all to ultimately consume her. Just what she said, failure is not forever. And we sat down yesterday and the Olympic Games were on in the background. And I said, do you watch the games? She goes, yeah, I do. She said, some people will be surprised that
it brings her joy. It doesn't bring her pain to watch.
I love how she emphasizes how no single label can define her.
Exactly, and I love how she owns up to it. She says, you may not be an Olympian or Olympic medalist or a convicted felon. You know, doesn't shy away from it. Doesn't want to live in that season. She says she's in a new season of her life. She's mentoring, she's coaching, she's training. She was asking me, can I do push-ups? I said, no, my wrist isn't well enough yet. But it was nice to see the light back in her
the
eyes
spirit.
again.
There's joy there. There's ownership, like you said. It's really beautiful, and also fun to see you, by the way, Robin, back doing those interviews.
The different hairs? Yes, thank you. Appreciate that.
I like your 2000 Robin hair. It's good.
It was a moment. I had so much more to say with Marion. She had so much more to share, and you can see more of the interview tonight on Nightline, and I hope that you'll tune in then.